Update DPW, a seasonal look at your Department of Public Works. We will talk about the winter season, and joining me, I think it's John Sullivan, but it might be the ghost of Christmas future?
Just a ghost would do fine. The ghost of Mr. Sullivan.
Okay. We have a lot to talk about. I am holding up the winter newsletter, which folks would have by now, I would imagine, filled with a lot of helpful information, John. So before we get actually into the newsletter, this is an update show, so update us about the department in general.
Sure. A lot of work going on down at the DPW. As you know, we're in winter mode.
We've had the first snow of the season.
Everybody, all the new guys made their bones finally. And
but that also means the construction slows.
Construction slows, but not the inside work, like the capital improvement programs. They'll continue. I understand the energy people are going to be putting a lot of solar panels on all the new buildings in Quincy, etc. And I won some more grants from the DEP.
So talk about those.
I got another 50 grand just because we recycle. There's so many ways. We recycle so many things. I feel like Trump here. But he's not quite so jolly.
No.
But yeah, so I got 50 grand for that, and I know what I'd like to do. Well, one of the things I'm going to do is, I also won another 50 as part of this Recycle IQ grant, and so it's a professionally designed public relations program geared to get information out on recycling. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to buy reusable shopping bags.
Which is very important because there is a ban now on shopping bags in the city, which will be effective as of March.
That's right. And in April, I'm actually going to be selling black market plastic bags. I bought a whole bunch from Stop and Shop.
Okay, back to the...
Okay, so the shopping bag that I'm going to give away free has what's recycled on one side and what's recyclable on the other. And then there's on the short sides, there's like quiz, is this recyclable? It's got the answer.
Okay.
And yeah, because everybody's still confused. You get used to it after a while. I've been confused for 63 years now, and I just muddle through.
And you confuse me often. The biggest thing about recycling and what is recyclable now that maybe wasn't, I'd like to talk about pizza boxes.
Oh, yeah.
That is confusing.
Very confusing. So for the first 12 years of my tenure, you had to rip the greasy parts and throw that away, and you could recycle the cover. Now you can recycle the whole thing. I mean, I don't care if you pour grease in it. Yes, I do. But that's a big one. And like milk cartons are no longer recyclable.
Because of the waxy?
The waxy, and there's actually plastic sheathing in there.
Okay.
It's caked inside in between, but
I would assume the cap is plastic, so the cap you could take off and put in your recyclable bin.
What are we talking about?
Cartons?
Oh yeah, cartons don't have. Oh yes, they do. They do have caps. Yeah.
Some do. Most do.
I'd throw the cap away.
Okay.
Yeah. The only time you want to keep a cap is for water bottles, so that they retain their shape, because they are separated by a visual kind of thing.
Oh, so you shouldn't collapse the bottle.
Right. You shouldn't. You
Okay.
should blow it up, put the cap on,
Aha.
so it maintains its shape.
Well, good point. I didn't realize that. I would assume milk gallons would be the same. Maintain the shape.
Yep. Keep the cap on the milk cartons, milk bottles, milk plastic
Gallons,
containers,
right.
Plastic gallon ones.
And talk about why plastic bags should never be recycled.
Well,
what they will do to the machinery.
Mm-hmm. First of all, let me say, do not recycle plastic bags. Don't put your recycling. A lot of people, I've noticed, will use a plastic bag hanging in their kitchen, throw the recyclables in, and then when it's full, they tie it up and throw it so what happens is it gets thrown away.
The whole bag.
Yeah, what happens to plastic bags if they get by the first 40 feet of people, is it wraps around gears because it's a treadmill. And it goes this way, that way, up, down, every which way. And the plastic bag will actually wrap around the gears, and they have to shut down the whole operation. So not only is plastic bags not recyclable, it is a danger and a detriment to safety and to profit. So don't. And that's why I'm going to be giving out reusable shopping bags, because they're going to be moisture resistant, and you can keep them in your kitchen and fill them up and bring them down and dump them in and bring them back to your kitchen. I don't know how I'm going to distribute them yet. However,
that will be for a future show.
Well, yeah. But one of my goals with this new grant I'm getting called Recycle IQ is we're going to focus on areas of Quincy that, according to the trash collector, are not recycling a lot.
Okay.
And so if you're in a 3-family, I'm going to visit you, or a 2-family, or a 4-family, 6, 7, 8. We will get them to you somehow, so that we can increase the recycling in some of those harder to recycle areas, Quincy.
The top story in the newsletter says contamination down 2%.
Look at all those nickels. It's a lot of nickels.
You've got good eyes. Talk about that. So contamination is down, but certainly
yes,
we need to be down more than just 2%.
So the first time they audited me, it was I was declared insane.
I wonder why.
Our contamination rate was 17%.
Okay.
And so we worked on getting the word out on what's recyclable and what's not. And after a year, it came down 2%. So now we're at 15. If we can get to 10%, we won't pay anything for contamination, because right now we're probably paying anywhere between $250,000 and $500,000 a year on contamination.
That's a sizable number.
It is a sizable number. So if we can get that down, I'll be rich.
Talk about changing gears, talking about still the winter. We have had some snow on the ground, so certainly folks have had to travel on city roads, and they have been treated. Talk about the winter, what the DPW does to treat the streets, and what you need folks to do when a street is being plowed, or prep work that a homeowner could do so that a street is plowed correctly.
That's a lot. You think I'm going to remember what you just said?
I'll guide you through.
Okay. So, when it snows, wear galoshes. What else?
Well, that's
okay,
good. That's
so
a start.
If there's an emergency, a snow emergency, first of all, you can't park on main arteries when there's a snow emergency. You can park on the street inside neighborhoods. However, it has to be on the odd side this year, because the winter started in October.
2019.
Which is 2019. And so when we really get snow in January, February, you'll be like, okay, it's 2020. Still on the odd side all the way through May. I know it snowed in May one year.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It can.
Quite a bit.
April 1st, April Fool's Day. I remember we had a significant...
That April Fool's storm.
Right, we had a significant snowstorm. So, okay, so parking.
Odd side.
Odd side of the street during snow emergencies. Talk about what the department does to prep the streets. They actually lay down a solution.
Yep, the solution is called brine. It's basically a mixture of salt and water. And you'll see water trucks with the big water tank in the back going around and dropping that down. And that really gives the DPW a leg up on accumulation on the streets. And so that, for that period of time, nothing sticks. It's usually good for 1 or 2 days before it has to be redone again. But once the snow hits it and starts piling up, which, if it was a real heavy snow, it probably wouldn't stick for a few hours, and that gives us enough time to go elsewhere, do other things, and start the program of plowing.
I do want to bring up 2 phone numbers that will be on screen momentarily. There's one to find out if a snow emergency has been declared, and then there is another that is in operation during a snow emergency.
Yeah, there is, and I have no idea what those numbers are. Oh, okay.
I will hand that over to you. Just too many numbers.
Do I look
to
like Joe
keep-
Shea? I feel like Joe Shea.
To keep in your head.
Must be the sweater.
He did. What was the?
I don't
character
see any
that he
winter
played?
parking rules here.
You don't. That's the winter newsletter. Shazak, is that who
No, this is,
Joe Shea did?
Oh, Shazak, yeah.
Okay. Are we missing a page?
Oh, here we are.
There we are.
Never
Okay.
mind. It says contamination up here, so.
I got you. You're on.
So, to find out if there's a snow emergency, call 617-770-7669. Every time I look at the camera, he changes from looking at me. And I'm not going to stand for it. And then if there is an emergency and you still want to talk to someone, the phone number is 617-376-1927.
Talk about, for folks to find out about snow emergencies, they can sign up for City Alert.
Yeah, Q Alert.
And they can do that on the City of Quincy website, which is quincyma.gov.
I don't have it here.
No, but you should.
I know. Q Alert. Go to the website, www.quincyma.gov, and then in the search bar, just write My Q. And fill out the information, and when there is something important to be told, like a snow emergency, then it will come directly to either your cell phone if you're getting your email there, or your email.
And before this page goes away, channels 8 and 9 and 22. Those are public access, government access, and educational access channels. All that information will be posted on those sites as well.
Yeah, and you'll
those
get
channels.
you'll get alerts on a lot of other things too that aren't really emergencies, but that might interest you after you fill out the application and tell them what you're interested in. Like, for instance, I like to wear these things that go on the bottom of Christmas trees.
Yes, you gave it away.
Well, it's something I picked up from Elton John from back in the day.
I said all you need are really the glasses.
I have glasses. Yeah,
Next time.
I can get them.
Let's talk about that thing on your head. Christmas tree and Christmas tree recycling.
Oh, yes. So Christmas trees on my head are just for show. There's no dirt up here. And, yard waste has been extended to the week of December 16th. So
You're all over the place.
it's this
Okay.
week and next week.
Say that again. Yard waste has been extended.
Yard waste has been extended for 2 weeks. So it's this week that just happened, which is what, it started on the 9th?
Okay.
Monday was
Right.
the 9th?
Right.
So it's this week and next week. And then Christmas trees are collected starting January 2nd. Yeah, we don't waste any time. We're getting that done right away. And then, of course, we'll do another. Oh, I'm sorry. Christmas tree collection starts Monday, December 30th.
Okay.
And then it'll stop for New Year's Day, and then the day after New Year's will be 3 more days. So that will be 5 days of collecting Christmas trees, and then another week of January 6th. So the first 2 weeks in January, including the last 2 days in December, Christmas trees. So if you want to get rid of your Christmas tree and your trash day is Monday, that's actually the 30th, and we'll take it for free, curbside. However,
There are some stipulations.
stipulations, that was that called? Under the stipulation that there are no bulbs or lights, and don't put it in a plastic bag, because that will just gum up the works. The Christmas trees all get ground down into mulch. It smells awesome.
Anything else we should address before we leave the holidays?
How much time we got left?
We have as much time as you need, John.
Okay.
I guess we should talk about just simply curbside collection and collection of televisions, computer monitors, appliances, refrigerators. And I do want to mention that a woman called the station here because
That's a funny name.
She
How'd
wants.
she get a name like the station?
Oh.
A woman called the station.
Ah, I see what you did. But she called because she was wondering if refrigerators need their doors
They
removed.
should.
They should, correct. Okay. So
Most
talk
of them
about,
is just a magnet, but you never know. A kid might decide to hide in there and fall asleep. and,
that's the fear.
I'm going to win this game.
So refrigerators are collectible curbside.
Curbside, along
doors
with...
off, and a call to Capital Waste.
Yes, or you can call me at 617-376-1953 for anything. And if I'm not there, leave a message. You'll either get me or Maggie. So give me a call if you have any questions. If you want to, you have to call, though, if you want to get rid of televisions, computers, monitors, appliances, scrap metal, anything like that. Otherwise, they're just going to leave it, and I'll have to send them back, and then they won't like you anymore.
And I also do want to step back just a bit because you did mention the extension of yard waste pickup, but make sure that your yard waste is properly at the curb. No plastic bags.
No plastic bags for your yard waste. You can put twigs and leaves and grass. Someone said that the leaves are still on the tree, so the commissioner extended it for 2 weeks.
Twigs, what about twigs?
Twigs are okay, but branches can't be thicker than 2.5 inches and must be between 3 and 4 feet long. And they should twigs should be bundled and tied, and you should cut the branches in half. And if they're thicker than 2.5 inches, you got to bring them down the yard yourself. And the rear yard is open year round,
Okay, good point.
weather permitting, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 3, and it's not open on Saturdays anymore until around mid-March.
You talked a little bit about mulching the Christmas tree. Let's talk about composting. And there are compost bins available for folks, correct?
Yes, we are still selling compost bins for $25, and that's wicked cheap. Through a grant with the DEP, love them. We get to sell them for $25, and then I win a point towards all the grants that I win, or we win. Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah, okay. The other recyclable item are books. So talk about there is a bin at the yard.
Well, yeah, in the rear yard, right? You can take your yard waste. You can take down TVs, air conditioners. You can take down your appliances. You can take down scrap metal. You can take down books, DVDs, CDs. Every single schoolyard in Quincy, a public schoolyard, has a white textile recycling bin, and that school earns $100 a ton. So this spring or whenever, when you get your new Christmas clothes and you want to get rid of the old stuff, they're accessible 24/7. The schoolyard's open, the textile bin is open. We also have one in the DPW yard, which is available 24/7. And what else? Oh, anything with mercury in it, please bring it down to the DPW. And mercury, that would be fluorescent light bulbs, the long tubes, and also the swirly ones. Those have mercury in it. And thermostats and thermostats and thermometers. And what else has mercury in it? Some switches do, but you wouldn't know.
Some batteries do.
All rechargeable batteries should be brought down to the DPW yard.
And for folks that just they have a C battery, a D battery, a AAA battery,
those are all trash for the last 10 years. You can put A, B, C, D in the trash for the last, as long as it's not older than 10 years. Of course, if you have one that's old, it's leaked all over the place by now anyway.
I'm going to put you on the spot because for those folks that missed the Fall Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off Day, there is one coming up in the spring.
In the spring. But that'll be in the spring newsletter.
Right, so we can leave that.
And we're shooting for, like,
the
we always
spring.
shoot for the first week in June.
But no date is set yet.
No date yet.
But for those folks that do have items to go to household hazardous waste, they could either hold on to them or bring them down to the yard.
Yeah, no, we don't take gas and oil and stuff like that
Those are the exceptions.
until the hazmat day. However, if you really need to get rid of something because you're like everyone else in Quincy, you're cashing in and selling your house and you've got 20 years worth of stuff in your basement, call Clean Harbors. They are in the Quincy shipyard and they are available on Saturdays for a small fee to take all your, most of your, do you have the phone number that you can put on?
We will.
Okay.
We will. We certainly can.
Because you should call them to make, because they don't do it every Saturday. I don't know, every once in a while someone gets sick and they just don't take it, but I don't know. So you want to call Clean Harbors in the Quincy shipyard. It's on Mills, is it Mill Street? If you're going down Quincy Ave heading south, as soon as you hit the shipyard, you go over the train tracks, it's the next left,
Okay.
right in there.
We should mention that folks can get in touch with you through email as well.
Oh yeah, my email is 617, no, that's my phone
That's
number.
your phone number.
My email
Back up.
is recyclequincy@quincyma.gov.
And we should mention again, this is a winter update show, so let's go over the winter parking rules for 2019,
How's about let's be a good
2020.
neighbor?
Talk about that too.
When we
right.
get a lot of snow,
Good point.
it would be nice to be a good neighbor, especially for senior citizens. But you also want to be very aware that you might be on a school route, and if you don't shovel in front of your house, then some kid's going to have to walk out in the street. And if you've got these high snow rows, you know, it's going to be dangerous, not just for the school kids, but for paramedics, police, fire. And then if you're healthy and strong and you can do it, you know, consider maybe shoveling out a fire hydrant. Or what else needs to be shoveled out sometimes?
Storm drains.
Storm drains. If you have it in you. If not, call Tom Fabrizio in the mayor's office. He knows people that will help you.
We should mention that Councillor Brad Kroll put a program together, basically having kids shovel out elderly folks that need assistance, elderly, and I suppose folks that just need assistance with their shoveling.
Do they only do Ward 2?
No, I don't believe
No?
so.
Okay.
I believe that's citywide. It should
That's
be
awesome.
citywide. It initiated in Ward 2 because, of course, Councillor Kroll
I think
is the
that's what
ward
I'm going to do
councillor
when I
in 2.
retire. Remember the old days we used to go around with shovels and help people for nothing?
Right.
Did you ever do
right.
that?
Yeah, I did.
Help people get out of their
Absolutely.
parking spot because everybody had rear-wheel drive.
Well, true. But Councillor Kroll, again, he is the Ward 2 councillor, but
Right.
this is citywide. He is the council president.
So keep an eye on your neighbors and, you know, ice and snow, be careful.
Yeah, we're basically talking about, again, elderly and folks that just have difficulty moving around.
Right, but also you want to keep the front of your house shoveled. Oh,
You want, but you also want, you don't want piles to go up extremely high because they create blind
Yeah,
spots.
sometimes you want to be careful of that. Sometimes there's no getting around it, but
You don't want to shovel into the street.
especially when the plow guy puts it all in front of your house.
Right.
Call
and you,
Larry
and you
Prendergast.
certainly and you certainly don't want to shovel that back into the street.
Right, because all that will be wasted when the plow puts it back where he found it. Yeah.
Very good. Anything else you'd like to add for this
No,
update?
but I think I'm melting.
Okay, well, then that's a good time.
think I'm
That's a good time to end, I suppose.
I'm melting. Oh.
All right. With that said,
I wish I was melting.
Thank you, John, for coming in and talking about the winter at the Department of Public
I'm
Works.
like an Irish witch.
I'm glad. Yeah, that was a bit of Halloween and Christmas together there.
Yeah.
That stint.
Yeah, and I could have put on the old Irish accent there too, and that would have been cool.
Just keep on loading it on, John.
Loaded. I'm
right.
always loaded.
Till the spring. Thank you again for stopping by.
See you in the spring.
See you in the spring. All right. And as we close this
Merry
program,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
As we close this program, we will have numbers on the screen that give you access to the Department of Public Works. But have a safe and happy holiday season. We will see you in the spring with a spring update.